Keep it simple. If you're thinking about day trading in 2026 and you're looking for a clear, calm place to begin, then you found the right spot. Today I'll walk you through a simple, steady way to get started. We're going to focus on clarity and clear directions and learning step by step. This video is the first part of my 2026 beginner series. We'll have 4 videos and each will build upon the last. And so instead of learning bits and pieces here and there on the internet, this will help you to learn in a steady and structured way. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. This series is designed to help support you step by step. So we know that trading comes with lots of information. So what we need to do is determine what to trade. Which market is best for you? So when I first started, I just started trading options. And that's just because I didn't really know about anything else, and that's what the person on YouTube was focusing on, and so that's what I did. But it would have been a really good idea to have reviewed all of the ways to trade first, and then chosen a market based on that review. All right, and so let's start with options. So options are contracts that are tied to stocks or ETFs. So when you trade options, you're not just trading the stock itself, you're trading the right to buy or sell a stock at that certain price by a certain date. And because of this, options have a lot of moving parts. So we have to remember that time matters because the contracts are going to expire at some point. We also have to think about price and how it moves and volatility during certain times, because if price doesn't move, like we think that it might, or if it stalls or goes sideways for a period of time, then your contract is continuously losing value, so that as time passes, your contract continues to lose value. All right, so options offer a lot of leverage, but they require understanding several variables at once. You got to really think about time, and you have to really choose the contract that's right for you. There are other parts like delta and theta that you have to think about. So there are just really lots to learn about options before you even start to learn about charting and other things. So it's a little bit complicated, and some traders enjoy that challenge, while others find it takes a long time to feel comfortable. The next market is Forex. So Forex is a market where currencies are traded. And for instance, you'll see me trading Forex using the euro versus the US dollar, which is EUR-USD. And so what makes Forex appealing to beginners is that it's very simple. So you're trading one currency against another. There are no expiration dates to worry about. There's no delta, no theta. And the position sizing is very flexible. And price action tends to be very clean and consistent usually. And so Forex is a great market to learn to trade on. And that's why I think that it's great to start with Forex. And then there's also futures. And so futures are contracts to buy or sell an asset at a future date, like stock indexes, oil, or interest rates. And futures are very structured, and they have contracts with a set value, and the rules are standardized. So this structure can be helpful for traders who like clear rules and consistency, but at the same time, it requires very careful attention because the risk is pretty high and the contract sizes are fixed. All right, and so how do you know what to choose? You can think about your personality. We know that each market attracts different personalities. Options suit the traders who enjoy that challenge and that flexibility. Forex suits people who like simplicity and clean price action, and futures really suit people who prefer structure and like defined rules. And so there's really no best market, and there's really one that only fits you. So you've got to consider this information while you are exploring these different markets and decide what's best for you. You can also use a tool that I created to help you figure out what's best for you, and it's called the Strategy Finder and Coach, Trading Coach. It helps you decide what's best for you, what strategies work best for you, what markets might be best for you. And so if you're interested in that, there's a link in the description. And that's also why practicing in a demo account or a paper account and observing how each market feels is a very important part of the learning process. And so there are paper trading accounts for Forex. There are also accounts for futures and also practice accounts for options. Okay, and so the next thing you're going to want to do is open a TradingView account. So TradingView charts are where we mark up all of our charts and we learn about price action and candlesticks and practice our strategies and also set alerts. So we do lots of things on the TradingView chart, and I think that it's a great idea to use TradingView. And you'll see down here that you can use TradingView for free, but your data will be delayed, which is fine for practicing. If you're just practicing, it's okay to have data that's not up to the minute. But if you do decide to open a live trade account after you've practiced for a while, then you'll need the real-time data, and you can get that for about $9.95 each month. If you find that you really just love the NASDAQ and you're only going to trade NAS, for example, then that would be $3 a month. But you can look down at this list once you decide that you need real-time data. And so here are the charts. And there is a video that I have that is very good that shows you exactly what the steps are to sign up for your TradingView account. And you might want to watch that video in addition to this one when this one is done if you'd like to know more about TradingView. Here I have a trading panel. I'll show you how to find the paper trading account. This is a list of brokers. These are the brokers that you could choose from once you learn to trade. But first you would open a paper trading account and you would determine the amount of money that you would want to put in your account. I think that it starts with $100,000, and since we know that's not really a number that is feasible for most people, I think that it's a good idea to change that amount. So what you would do is click on Reset Account, and then you could change the balance. And so instead of $100,000, you might want to change that amount to $100 or $500 or even $20 or $50, whatever you think you would start with in the future. Then you just click reset and see now I've got $100 of available funds to practice with in my account next week for my paper trading. And so paper trading is, like we said before, it's completely free unless you want to pay monthly for the real-time data, and it's a great way to practice. So once you get your paper trading account set up, then you're going to want to start to explore the charts. Over here, one of the pairs that I trade often in Forex is EUR-USD. And so you would find this symbol by searching for it, and you would type in EUR-USD. And then you can choose one of these options, and I usually just choose Oanda. Okay, and then that's the chart that pops up. And you'll see candlesticks. These are called candlesticks. Usually the chart candlesticks are green and red, but I prefer green and black because I think it's easier on the eyes, but you can decide what you prefer. There are the time frames up here. This is the 1 hour time frame that we're looking at now. And you can click on this little arrow here, and this would give you the other time frames that are available. And you could use a star to favorite the ones that you use most often, over time. And those would be, once you put a star beside them, you'd find them up here easily, and you can get to them quickly. So this is the 1 hour time frame, and you can see that we have candlesticks, and we can see that price is moving. And what we're going to do is use these candlesticks to determine how price is moving. We can see that, for instance, from here, from this leg all the way up here, we can see that price is making higher highs and higher lows. And so there's a tool that you can use called the path tool. It looks like this. And I've marked it as one of my favorites. And you can use it to determine which way price is moving. So you can see prices making higher highs and higher lows. You can also use these tools to mark areas of interest. I noticed that price on the 4 hour time frame was bouncing along this trend line. It bounced here and went up and bounced here. And I'm wondering if it's going to bounce here next and continue upward. And so what I've done is drawn a trend line. And so what you can do as part of your practice or part of your homework is look for trend lines on the 4-hour time frame or on the 1-hour time frame. And you would just use your trend line tool that looks like this, and you could find that over here in this tool area. And I've put a star beside my trend line, so I know that since there's a star beside it, it's going to be in my favorites bar, and that makes it easy for me to find. So I would click on it, and for instance I could draw a trend line here. So what you're going to do when you first, what you're going to want to do when you first begin is practice using these tools. See what kinds of patterns you can find. Can you find an area where price is making higher highs and higher lows? And vice versa, can you find an area where price is making lower highs and lower lows? And see if you can use your path tool to follow price action. For instance, right here, making lower highs and lower lows. And each one of these candles gives some information about price action. For instance, if we look at the last candle that was formed, or one of the last candles that was formed this past week, we can see that it is here. So we're on the 4-hour time frame, which means that every 4 hours a candle was formed. So this black candle took 4 hours to form. The next candle took 4 hours to form. Each of these candles took 4 hours to form. On the 1-hour time frame, each of these candlesticks took an hour to form. Okay, and so each of these tells you something about price action. And studying price action gives us an idea of what may happen next in the market. We'll see you for the next video in our series.